Forces wife and wait a minute! Gable from behind with a German suplex in front of Sami Zayn. Done, and finally tonight, Chad Gable going to attack Sami in front of his wife. Chad knows what it's like to see your family look on. And now officials out here to try to separate Chad Gable. Sami sure didn't deserve this tonight.
Hey, what's going on YouTube land? It's your boy TJ and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I give my reviews on the WWE shows and PLE events. And today we are going to review on Raw, April 15th, 2024. So let's go ahead and get right into it, right? So we open up Raw with Rhea Ripley. And she's in the ring and she says she's going to be away from the ring for a while, quite a few months. And she has to relinquish the WWE World's Women's Championship. Sad news for all the mommy fans. She continues and says that whoever wins that World's Women's Championship, she's coming after their neck. So this is when Liv Morgan comes out and I guess rubbing it in her face. She's laughing. And the security's coming out and she actually looked like a drunk. Don't stop me from getting in this ring. And I'm all like, girl.
Girl.
So this is when Rhea Ripley gets out of the ring and tries to get at her, but the security and the officials are like, no. Like, for one, you're injured, your arm is hurt, and this is not going to go down tonight. So she winds up saying, look, somebody got to get it. So she headbutt one of the security guards. So, hey, it is what it is. So a speedy recovery for Rhea Ripley. Unfortunately, the highlight of Monday Night Raw is not going to be here for quite some time. And it's really sad to see her go, but she'll be back, I'm pretty sure, like around SummerSlam time. And speedy recovery once again. Rhea comes backstage and she is heartbroken and distraught, angry more than anything. And she is welcomed with open arms from the Judgment Day. Damian Priest tells her, you're going to come back more badass than ever. Don't worry. We all know that you're going to make Liv pay, and she's going to live to regret it. You got this. This is when Rhea Ripley tells him that make sure the Judgment Day stays on top. So we're going to see where the trajectory of the Judgment Day is going to be in the future with the absence of Rhea Ripley. Now we are on to our opener match of the night. It is the returning Sheamus versus Ivar. Not gonna lie, wasn't really into this match like that. Obviously, this is just a warm-up starter match to get the feet wet of Sheamus. So Sheamus hits the high knee and then a bro kick, and 1, 2, 3, he wins this match. And of course, I mean, who thought Ivar was gonna beat the returning Sheamus, a former world champion? Like, It's nothing really else for me to add here, but hey, welcome back, Sheamus. In this next segment, Triple H comes out and he welcomes the crowd. He said it is hard to believe that we're 8 days removed from the biggest WrestleMania of all time. But to make a long story short, he's here to basically present the Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, the new World Tag Team Championships. They come out. This whole ditzy thing that R-Truth got going on, I don't know how he got it over, but these fans are eating it up. So he ends up presenting them with the new World Tag Team Championships. He reveals it. And he says, oh, I've seen a lot of magic tricks in my life, but never seen them like this. And I'm just like, okay, this is not a magic trick, sir. Like, he just is giving you the new World Tag Team Championship. So basically, and that's another thing I meant to touch on. How you don't understand in English that Triple H is presenting you with the new World Tag Team Championships, but you understand it in French? The Miz said it in French to him, and he said, "Oh, these are ours, win." And I'm like, and then another noteworthy thing that happened in that, he called him Tommaso Ciampa. So you calling Tommaso Ciampa Triple H and Triple H Tommaso Ciampa, like you know what? I can't. So let's just go ahead and fast forward. So it got so frustrating. Triple H was trying his hardest not to laugh, but it's just so, like, R-Truth is just so unserious. It just is crazy. So he says, "Look, can I go now?" Adam Pearce said, "Why did you make our boss leave?" He said, "Boss, where?" Adam Pearce says, "For those of us that have working brain cells left, tonight we are going to figure out who's going to be the #1 contender for your newly crowned World Tag Team Championships." Yo, R-Truth is a menace to society and he has to be stopped. I meant to say this earlier, but before this triple threat tag team match began, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like the design of the World Tag Team Championships. They look too closely to the World Championships. I wish they would have gave it like a new design or something like that, because it doesn't do it for me. And it looks too circular. It looks like a pie. Like, I don't like it. But anyways, they had a really, really, really great tag team triple threat match. I'm glad that they allowed at least one member of each team in the ring instead of doing it where it's only 2 people and then they could tag whoever they want to. And I never understood that concept. But anyways, they had a really, really stellar match. But in the end, it looked like the New Day was going to pick up the win with the elbow drop. Xavier Woods was going for the pin. DIY hit, meet in the middle, you know, basically 2 kicks in one person in the middle. Bam, 1, 2, 3. DIY is going on to face the Awesome Truth for the World Tag Team Championships. I'm actually excited to see this match. Well, one match I'm not excited for. Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Are we living in the Twilight Zone? Like, are we living in the pandemic era again? Like, all these women on the roster, and y'all keep recycling the same people to fight over and over and over again. I think this is like, what, their 4th match again? Like, collectively, whether it be one-on-one or tag teams. Like, I don't want to see them pair off anymore. Let them just go ahead and just have this one final match, and then that's it. Like, let them go ahead and go off their merry way. Anywho's, they had a pretty standard back-and-forth match. And then finally, and that's another thing that I just cannot stand, is Indy Hartwell in this, "Oh, you want to be a good girl? No, what? You're doing all these dastardly things. I just can't take it anymore." Like, oh my gosh. Like, girl, get it together. Either you're going to go heel or you're going to go your separate ways. Because obviously Candice LeRae does not want to be a good girl and be a loser with you, okay? Either you're going to be on her team and win, or you go ahead and go on your merry way and go and do your own thing. So, what's it going to be? So she finally picked a side, and she decided that winning is way more important than sitting up there and tries to do the morally correct thing to do. So she ends up distracting the referee after Maxine Dupree gets the DDT in on Candice LeRae. She tries to tag Ivy Nile. She does tag Ivy Nile, but the referee doesn't see it because of Indy Hartwell. So once Maxine Dupree got up, she booted her, and then she puts Candice LeRae over Maxine Dupree's body, and then 1, 2, 3, they get the win. Finally, this took way too long for this heel turn to actually come about. This should have happened like about 2 weeks ago to me, in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. I'm glad that they finally went somewhere with this. Thank goodness. So, I love the fact that WWE did like a compilation video of Damian Priest's journey to the World Heavyweight Championship. That was like chef's kiss. Love it. Mwah. Like, I really do. Oh my God, I don't even know. Like, I'm just flabbergasted that they did it so wonderfully. I'm not gonna lie, I am a big fan of Damian Priest. I'm so glad that they didn't do a failed cash in like everybody predicted. It was too predictable for that to happen. Definitely the way that the trajectory of his career and everything like that. But they're making a long story short. I love his compilation video of his journey to becoming a WWE superstar, becoming Money in the Bank, or my bad, Senor Money in the Bank, and then becoming World Heavyweight Champion. It was wonderful. I love it. So then we get to our next segment, which is the Judgment Day. Damian Priest says, "Are we not the Judgment Day?" And he said, "Yeah, we are the Judgment Day." So this is when, basically, make a long story short, he fires Dominic up for his match with Andrade, and he says, "Teach him a lesson, and JD, you're going to go out there and have his back." So this is when they go out to the ring, Dominic and JD. Finn Balor and Damian Priest talk about Finn Balor having his match with Jey Uso, and he says, "What's up with that? Our focus should be on regaining the tag team championships." And he said, "Your focus should be on Jey Uso and show him why you are the prince. I want to see that version of Finn Balor. Are you down with that?" So this is when Finn Balor agrees, and he says, "Yeah, I'm down with that, brother." In this next matchup, it is Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio with, of course, JD McDonough. They had a pretty standard back and forth match. And I remember at one point in the match, Dominic hit a Canadian destroyer on the apron. And he hurries up and gets Andrade back in the ring. He kicks out at 2. He drop kicks Andrade into the ropes, signaling that he's going to hit the 619. He doesn't hit it. So Andrade ends up hitting the reverse elbow and knocking down Dominic Mysterio. And then he knocks down JD McDonough off of the ropes. And then he hits his finisher, the last message, or the message, and 1, 2, 3. Andrade wins this match. But he winds up getting attacked from behind by JD McDonough and getting beat down with him and Dominic, of course. But out comes Ricochet to help out Andrade. In this next segment, it is a Liv Morgan interview. And she says that, "I don't understand why everybody is so mad at me when Rhea Ripley is the one that took me out of action and ripping my arm out of my socket and cost me 6 months of my career. But now that karma had came around to her and now she has to be out of action, I'm the bad guy." I'm not the bad guy. I did exactly what I was supposed to do, and that's get my revenge. And no, this is not the end of the revenge tour, because the revenge tour concludes when I become the women's world champion. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't see why people are mad at Liv Morgan for getting her revenge, which she said she was going to do over Rhea Ripley. But the thing is that Rhea Ripley is super duper over with the WWE fans. So, of course, by default, she's going to be the bad guy because people love mommy. And if I was WWE and booking Liv Morgan, I would turn her heel, because at this point, this was a double turn. Obviously, Rhea Ripley is face and Liv Morgan is the heel for whatever reason. Again, it's a popularity thing. It's a little bit more fanfare with Rhea versus Liv Morgan. So if I was the booker, I would make Liv Morgan the heel and I would make Rhea Ripley the face. So that way it would make sense. In this next segment, it is Cody Rhodes. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it real short on this one. He comes out and he says in French, "What do you guys want to talk about?" So then this is when he goes on and talks about Seth, and then he says something about The Rock and how that The Rock said that he's going to make him leak out. And he says, "Look, you probably will, but I'm not going to be the only one bleeding." So then this is when Cody says, "Well, if you got to talk about The Rock, we got to talk about the bloodline and how now the inmates are running the asylum, and with the emergence of Tama Tonga and everything like that." He brought out Jey Uso, and he says that he wants to have Jey Uso's back because of the fact that Jey Uso had his at WrestleMania and helped him finish his story. And this is when Jey Uso said, "Hey, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate that, Us, but I got to do this on my own." So this is when Cody Rhodes says, "Okay, I respect it, but just know if you need me, I'm here." And that's it. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I don't see a point in Cody coming to Raw, SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw, and keep fluctuating to show. I understand that he is the undisputed world champion and all that other good stuff, but can he stay on SmackDown? Please and thank you, WWE. It's starting to get old. The allure is starting to wear off a little bit. I feel like the champions should stay on their respective shows until a show like Survivor Series or something like that comes along. If they're doing the whole cross-brand promotion thing, then that's cool. But can he just stay on SmackDown now? Because I don't want to keep seeing him and keep hearing him in these promos and stuff. He also said something about the #1 contender match that's coming up on this episode of SmackDown. So he also wanted to promote that, which is either LA Knight or AJ Styles. That's fine, but you could have said that on SmackDown. Just saying. In this next matchup, it is Finn Balor versus Jey Uso. They had a pretty standard back and forth match. In the end, Jey Uso hits the spear and then the big splash and he wins this match. But after the match, he gets attacked by the Judgment Day minus Damian Priest. It looked like Damian Priest is kind of like on the outs with the Judgment Day. And if I had to predict what was going to happen, I believe that at Backlash what's going to end up happening is that the Judgment Day are going to try to assist in Damian Priest's championship match at Backlash. He's going to decline. And then this is when Jey Uso and Damian Priest have their one-on-one match, a truly one-on-one match. And of course, Damian Priest is going to go over. I don't feel like he's going to have a short reign with that championship. At least not a month. Like, he's going to shake Jey Uso's hand and then part ways and give him his respect. And this is going to be the downfall of the Judgment Day. You can even see it on Damian Priest's face after Judgment Day tried to do the beatdown on Jey Uso that he's not really feeling the group. And he honestly have outgrown the Judgment Day, but we're going to see what's going to happen. And if what I just predicted comes true, just know I said it first. So after Jey Uso escapes a beat down from the Judgment Day, which it looks like Damian Priest detests too, and he's all like, what are you guys doing? So he escapes and he goes up through the crowd and he's all high-fiving everybody, yeet, and all that other stuff. So then he runs into Sami Zayn. He asks him what he's doing out there. He said, this is 25 years in the making of when I first seen my first WWE show, and now he comes home as a champion, which we all know. Last night's Raw was held in Montreal, where he is from. So now he says that he comes in as champion and leaves out as champion. So we're going to see if that actually comes to be. So now, finally, we are at our main event. So Chad Gable, the challenger, versus the champion, the Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn, the hometown hero. So, of course, Sami Zayn is going to be cheered over Chad Gable because he is the hometown hero. So they had a pretty standard back and forth match, a lot of close calls where it looked like Chad Gable was going to beat Chad Gable, but to no avail. Even with Chad Gable working on the legs and everything like that, Sami Zayn, of course, was not going to lose in his hometown, at least not under Triple H's tutelage, not under Triple H's booking. So he hits the haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn retains the Intercontinental Championship belt. And it looks like he was trying to, I guess, give Chad Gable his flowers and try to embrace him and things like that. But Chad Gable looks like he was reluctant and he kept like trying to, I guess, include him. But Sami Zayn goes to the crowd to his wife. This is when Chad Gable goes heel and he German suplexes Sami Zayn on the floor. Then he beats him down. He was throwing him around outside of the ring, smashed him into the ring post, and then he ends up doing a ankle lock on the top rope. and was making him tap and right in front of Sami Zayn's wife. I'm like, oh my goodness, finally we get to see heel Chad Gable. It was a long time coming. I kind of already felt like when this match happened, he was going to go heel. This was the right move for Chad Gable because, to be honest, it should have never been Sami Zayn in the first place. It really should have been Chad Gable instead at WrestleMania, going one-on-one against Gunther and actually winning his first singles title. Why would Sami Zayn, you know what, I'm not going to get into this. He got snubbed. I don't care what nobody say. Anyways, I'm not going to lie. This Raw was kind of, it was okay. It was decent. It had its segments that I like and certain matches I like. And like, for instance, the whole thing with Cody, you could have kept that. I mean, he didn't even stay out for Jey Uso's match, so it was no purpose of having him there, but it is what it is. This Raw was kind of just, it was okay. But how did you feel about Raw? Did you like it? Was it cool for you? It was dope. It was awesome. Was Sami your fave? But comment down below. Let me know, how did you feel about Raw? Like, share, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff, and help me grow my channel. And peace. TJ, I'm out.